Another crucial breaking news, another unyielding response coming in from External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar, this time on the relationship between India and China. He said, and I'm going to quote him here, that one of the pleasures of dealing with China is that they never quite tell you why they do things. It has never been an easy relationship between India and China. It always has its share of problems. After 1975, there's never been a military combat fatality on the border as well. Crucial point made by External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar as far as the relationship between India and China is concerned. Let's listen into what exactly did he say and what was the question that was asked to him.
Well, Ken, one of the pleasures of dealing with China is that they never quite tell you why they do things. So you often end up trying to figure it out, and it's always there's a certain ambiguity out there. What had happened, I was ambassador from 2009, immediately after the global financial crisis, till 2013. So I saw the change of guard in China, and then I came to the US after that. Now, it's never been an easy relationship. It's always had its share of problems. It's had a war in 1962. It's had military incidents after that. But after 1975, there's never been a loss. There's never been a combat fatality on the border. 1975 was the last time.
I have CNN News 18's Abhishek Jha continues to be with me on the broadcast. Abhishek, coming to you about the Indo-China relationship that was raked up there at the UNGA, and as far as S Jaishankar's response to it is concerned, he talked about the military combat between the two nations. What were the key takeaways from the speech that he gave there? What was the question also that was asked to him about the relationship between India and Canada?
Between India and Canada, we have seen things have not been very good in the recent past, at least. In fact, in 2018, when Justin Trudeau had traveled to India, the coldness was very much visible. When for the entire 1 week time that he spent in India, he didn't have much of official engagements. And also during that visit only, there was this Mr. Atwal, who was a Khalistani supporter and a very complicit in that movement. And he was also one of the guests who was invited over an official dinner hosted by the Trudeau government. So apparently, those were the times when it became clear that the Justin Trudeau government is not going to act against the Khalistani elements operating from the Canadian soil. And since then, that issue has remained a very thorny issue. Though there has been several high-level talks between the two sides in the meantime, there have been cooperation in the area of defense and education and other sectors, but that has remained a very issue that we can say elephant in the room. And now that has become so obvious that it has brought down the Canada-India bilateral relationship to the lowest point in the recent decades. And we are now witnessing a time when Canadian Prime Minister on the floor of the House is alleging Indian agencies' role in the killing of a Canadian citizen in his view. And India is saying that there has not been any evidence or proof that has been shared with India. No intelligence has been shared with the Indian government so far on the issue. This is the kind of bizarre scenario where a strategic partner that India and Canada has been are falling out like anything on the issue of a terrorist guy who has been involved in anti-India activities and whose entire organization is set up to create an anti-India narrative in Canada and other parts of the world, who was allowed to operate from the Canadian soil, and his death is not being fairly probed by the Canadian authorities, because there has not been any lead or any arrest that we could so far say, but there have been certain allegations that doesn't have a substantial backing by the Canadian government. So this is the kind of relationship India and Canada is right now dealing with.
Definitely.